This video is for read aloud purposes. You will actually read through this and choose a character during your live class sessions. This is just a read aloud video for The Enchanting Bird by Nelson Mandela. Again, remember that as you read aloud during class time, The Enchanting Bird by Nelson Mandela, you will highlight stage directions, actions, and characters' names in green. Then identify the genre, author's purpose, intended audience, as well as the purpose of work. You'll do this after reading. You will highlight in light blue dialogue and examples of figurative language. Characters: narrator 1, narrator 2, village man 1 and 2, village woman, headman, and young man. Throughout most of history and in cultures, there have been tales, stories, and legends of giant birds. There continue to be reports of huge birds and flying creatures being sighted around the country to this day. Such sightings include thunderbirds over Illinois, giant avians from American Indian lore, and even cloud dragons over Texas. However, physical evidence of the sightings, such as photos, footprints, and feathers, have not been produced. Long ago, in a small village, a gigantic bird appeared on a branch of the village tree. From that very moment, the villagers noticed many changes. There was misery in every part of the land. Yes, every member of the village felt this misery. Anything planted in the fields would appear in the dark of the night. Every morning there were fewer and fewer sheep, goats, and chickens. Because of this, the villagers shook their heads hopelessly and whispered, "Force majeure." No one in the village knew what to do to save their plants and animals from this uncontrollable disaster. When I came home from a day of working in the fields, my storehouse was open and my food supplies were depleted. There is a thief among us. We have no food left for the coming winter. We will starve without our food. The villagers were devastated. Everyone in the village was crying and moaning. Our people try and try, but we cannot catch the gigantic bird. It is just too quick and tricky for us. Well, we hardly ever see it. There is only the rushing of great wings, as it perched on the branch of the yellow wood tree. The tree has such a thick canopy of leaves that hides the bird from us. I was so frustrated with that outlandish bird. Yesterday it entered my own storehouse and plundered my winter supplies. I demand that you sharpen your axes and machetes, and we will cut down the tree. And that will be the end of the bird in our village. Our axes and machetes are always razor sharp, and we are ready to chop that tree to the ground. We will not allow this bird to devastate our village. With axes and machetes in hand, the older men of the village set out to cut down the tree. The first chop of the axes landed heavily and cut deeply into the core of the trunk, and with every swing, there was a mighty shuddering of leaves. From the thick bunch of leaves, the strange and mysterious bird emerged. I swung my machete right into the crown of the tree when I heard a song as sweet as honey. I felt my body begin to shake with fear, but the bird continued to sing. The sound was so enchanting that the machetes and axes fell out of my hands. Every one of us fell to our knees and begged the bird to continue singing. We were stunned by its brilliantly colored feathers, which cast a shadow over us. Such a beautiful bird could not be the cause of such damage and destruction. My husband came back to the village as if he were sleepwalking. I did not believe it until I looked out to hear that sweet sound penetrating through the air. The splendid bird took my breath away. I am so angry. I will call the young men of the tribe to help me. They will be able to break the power of the bird.